And the question is, how do you handle one-off package installations and removals without having to restart the system to apply the changes? I think that can be read two different ways. One would be, I just need this package installed and it's going to stay there. Or the other is, I need to install a package for maybe troubleshooting purposes or to do a thing I'm doing right now, and I will remove it when I'm done. So I don't know if there's different ways to address the two different use cases.
Not really. So it's sort of the same mechanism, and it's brand new. We just got this fixed in RHEL 9, 6, and 10. Again, this is sort of, these are things that there are folks who are familiar with the way that OS tree works out of the niche areas that use it today. So there's some parity things that we're working on, but essentially we taught DNF. We said, hey, DNF, like we need to be able to install packages on a host that you can't write to user. So they've got this idea of transient installation, right? You can do things on an image mode system because it's got overlays and all sorts of other fancy, complicated file system stuff available to you. Let's take your second example first. That's the one I think a lot of folks are going to find themselves in. Let's say you need to install an agent to troubleshoot something. It's not something you would normally carry in the image, but like
I need to put on netcat, or I need to run a tcpdump.
My database vendor needs this to be installed on the system in order to troubleshoot a thing, but I don't want to have it there all the time. So you can just DNF install. There's a new flag called -- transient. It essentially builds a new overlay that is writable, and it survives for as long as the host is up. You don't really need to worry about uninstalling it, because the next time you update the system and reboot it, that layer gets discarded and it goes away. If you do want something permanent downstream, that's probably where you want to look at, okay, if we really absolutely have to have this all the time, then we need to think about adding it somewhere in the build process.
So you could install it to do the thing you need to get done. But if you're like, this thing really needs to be here after a reboot, that's when you need to think about, this has to be built into the image that I'm running on this machine.
Exactly. And that's a decent use case too, right? If you find that you're installing something over and over again.
Yeah, this is a similar paradigm to blessed or golden images for your machines, right? Ideally, you want the entire package set that you care about in the image. You don't want to have to come back in and change stuff afterward. Right. You can certainly do that with automation. There's lots of ways to get that done. But one methodology there is we don't install stuff on our machines. We put them in the image. And this is just a little more forceful at that same methodology.
Yeah, exactly. And you can do the same sort of like separation of, well, these are for applications and these are for the system stuff, right? So you can have your standard base that has all your admin tools, and then, okay, but the database systems need this and the web app systems need these. So we have new container definitions that just the image, we inherit the first one we built, which is our sort of admin standard base. And then we add whatever for app servers and whatever else for database servers. And now we have two different sets of downstream derived images that you can start modifying the same way that you would for controlling automation, to say, okay, first we build this and then we fire off the playbook that does database installs just on database hosts.
Right. Okay.